Hello and welcome to Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast, and let me explain to you why. There's a creation tool that's located within the Anchor app, which will allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or your computer. And then Anchor will distribute your podcast for you. That's also one of the perks of using Anchor. And then your podcast could be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more. You can make money from the podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need in one place, which is in the Anchor app. So if you want to get started, and again, it's totally free, then download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started today. Hello and welcome to Life as It Is with me, Dora Middleton. In this segment, I will be talking about the homeless and feeding the homeless. As you all know, there's every day that passes by, more and more people are becoming homeless. Some people are homeless because they have issues to where they just want to disconnect themselves from life, period, and be by themselves. They are homeless by choice. You have the ones that are homeless due to losing their jobs. You have the ones that are homeless due to mental illness. And you have a lot of runaways out there. So it's just so many different reasons for people to actually end up homeless. I believe that we all need to do better about finding a way to end this, because it's too many people out there with, not to have a place to stay. It's cold right now. I mean, it's sad. I hate to see situations like that. And I give to whomever asks for it. That's how I am. So if you stop me and you ask for some type of money, I'm going to give it to you, because it's not for me to judge who needs it or who deserves it or what they are going to do with it. Because I know I hear a lot of people say, well, you can't be giving these people money like that because, they might use it to buy drugs. They may do this. They may not need it. But you know what? That could be true. But I look at it like this. That's a blessing for me. I'm giving out the kindness of my heart. So if they're doing something that they shouldn't be doing, if it's someone out there just trying to get money and they don't really need it, then that's all on them and God. That's not on me. That's on them. I'm not messing up my blessings. They're messing up theirs if they're out there trying to con people. So I get a lot of people just constantly telling me not to do it, but I am going to do it. Anytime I can help, no matter if I'm in a store, if they ask me if I want to donate money at the register, I do it. If they're for the holidays, how they want you to purchase a bag dinner for a family, I've done that. And I don't complain about it, because you never know what situation you might end up in. And you will want someone to help you. So I give, and I'm okay with that. I am okay giving. But I will say this. I think it's sick. And what I mean when I say it's sick because of how many cities out here have a restriction on feeding the homeless, or either it's just totally banned. And I just found out, which I knew it was like this, but I really didn't want to believe it. So I didn't actually just find out. I knew it was like this, but I thought maybe I had read something wrong. But my own hometown does not allow you to feed the homeless. And I still give. I have bought homeless the food to eat, and I'm going to continue. I don't care if it's against the law. Why would it be against the law for you to feed the homeless, but we can feed any animal walking up and down the street, which their lives matter too. Don't get me wrong, because God created them as well. But what is the difference in feeding them to why you don't want humans fed. There's families that's homeless together. There's children out there starving. So whatever genius decided to put a ban or restrictions on feeding the homeless, you got to understand, you never know what God has in store for you. So you felt so comfortable doing that. Imagine how that might be reversed on you and your family. Let's just hope that if that happens to you on down the line, that there's kind people out there like myself and others that might still help you. Because I could never see myself not wanting to help someone that's in need. In my own hometown, St. Louis, Missouri, it's banned, but I do it. You have Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, New York, New York, Olympia, Washington, Orlando, Florida. I go there a lot, and I give money, to people that has asked me for it when I vacation there. You have Pasadena, California, Philadelphia, Raleigh, North Carolina, Salt Lake City, Utah, Springfield, Missouri. You have Birmingham, Alabama. You have Columbia, South Carolina, Costa Mesa. Okay, you have Dallas, Texas, Daytona Beach, Florida, Fort Lauderdale, Hayward, California. You have Las Vegas, Nevada. Okay, even Oregon. Okay, among a lot of others. Why on earth would you do this? I recall watching the news, and there was a priest that has been arrested, he said, over the years about 100 times for feeding the homeless in California. And then I was watching a video on the internet where there was this group that come together and they feed the homeless. And they made them a lot of sandwiches and drinks and chips. And the police came with bleach and poured bleach all over the food. I mean, they have all this. It was all on film. I watched this. I was so disgusted. Made me want to cry. How could you be so cruel? And then after they poured bleach all over the food, they turned around and left it there. So what happens if a child that's might be homeless, a runaway, finds this food and is hungry and eats it? Or anyone else that doesn't have a place to live and food to eat, and they eat what you poured bleach over, and then didn't even have the decency to even throw it away. They actually just left it there. Why would you do that? So the people came back and they collected the bags to make sure no one would eat it and end up getting sick or really hurting themselves. Okay. So then the people got on social media again and said, we're going to have another location where we're going to give out food. The police follows our page and they watch to see where we're going to be so they can come and destroy the food. That is a damn shame. Why would you do that? You should be out there. You're supposed to protect and serve. Are you protecting these people? These people, why would you do that to them? How could you be so cold-hearted? I don't get it. I don't care if I was a police officer and they told me, if you see someone feeding the homeless, you better lock them up. You better do this or that to the food. I wouldn't do it. I'm sorry. That's one thing I would not do. That's something I would not do. I will let them know. I can't do that. I would refuse to do that. Have we gotten this heartless in the world today to where we are okay seeing people homeless? We are okay seeing people starving? Are we that messed up at this day and age to where that is okay? I mean, I guess it is. People didn't seem to care when there were children being locked in cages, being separated from their parents. Put yourself in all these situations, okay? Put yourself and your family in those situations. Would you want to see your children or your family's children, your siblings or your cousins or whomever? Would you want to see those kids locked in cages and treated like animals? Animals are treated better than that. Would you want to find out that your family became homeless for some reason or another and didn't have a bite to eat? And when they were able to get to food, it was destroyed? How would that make you feel? I think people need to put themselves in these situations. Think about how it would make you feel if it was you or your family. Maybe we wouldn't be so cruel in life today. And I'm proud of the type of person I am because I could never do that. I am not heartless. I care about everyone, and it does not matter what race they are, where they come from. If you need help and I can help you, I'm going to help you. But there's a lot of people that don't. I mean, I can recall a video where there was a homeless man sleeping on the side of the bridge, or he was in these two guys walked by and the other one just decided to come back and kick him. You kicked him. So you kick him while he's down. Now, karma. And I can't stress this enough. Karma is a bitch. And for everyone that's out there doing things to people, thinking you're better than them, thinking they're just so beneath you and doing things to people to hurt them, your karma is coming. You're going to get your karma back, and it's going to be worse than what you issued out. People should have a fear of that. You shouldn't want to get back what you're issuing out, because people are out there doing a lot of BS to people, but you're going to get it back. And you don't know how God is going to fix it for you to get it back. You may end up in a situation that's worse than what they were in. So you have to think, people. Think before you do stupid things like that. Try to learn. I just find it hard to believe that these people, you weren't born cold-hearted. So what happened in your lives to where you became this way, to where you feel you don't want to help anyone? I mean, don't you know it's better to give than to receive? I mean, so don't you know that if you help someone else out there, God is going to bless you in everything that you do. But if you're being hateful, stingy, and if you're looking down on people and kicking them while they're down, there's no good that's going to come to you. And you will soon see that. So I'm just asking everyone out there that's listening to this podcast to give, not just coming into the holidays. Give. When you see people, buy them a meal. Buy 2 meals, give it to them on your way out. Just give them something to eat. Help people when you see them in need. Volunteer and do what you can do to help others. I mean, it shouldn't be the way that it is. It's like these days people don't care. They don't care about anyone's safety. They don't care about people, period. This is going back to what I said. And I know in this segment I said I was going to be talking about people that are homeless. But I just want to say this, make this one statement. This goes back to what I said about children. When you see children walking the streets by themselves, they shouldn't even be out there alone. And the parents should know not to do this, not to allow this. Watch over those children. Make sure they get where they need to be safely. Just make sure no one's lurking and following these kids. Be a lookout for these children, because it's too many children that's coming up. Hello and welcome back to Life as It Is with me, Dora Middleton. As I stated earlier in this segment, I've been talking about the homeless, and before my break, I was talking about being a lookout for children, making sure these children get home safely. And the reason why I made that statement is because I was talking about how heartless people are these days toward the homeless, toward anyone that they feel is beneath them. So that's why I made that statement, because I'm just trying to get people to see that it doesn't take much just to give a hand to someone that's in need. Okay? Whether that's someone that's homeless or whether that's someone that's on the street, just give a hand. You don't have to give them a lot. Just give them what you can. No one's asking you to give anyone everything that you own or, over half of whatever you have. I'm just saying, give what you can. And if you can afford to give more than a couple of dollars, give more than a couple of dollars. One thing is you can't take the money with you. You have people that they've passed away with nothing but money, but they were so stingy. They were even stingy to themselves. They didn't spend the money, so they didn't even get to enjoy their own money. So guess what? You're gone. Your money was there. You were too cheap to even spend it on yourself. So you're now gone. And your money is going to someone else. So why were you being stingy with everyone, including yourself? Come on, people. With all the money that people make in this world, that's pocket change. I mean, everyone, I know you work for your own money, but if you can afford to do it, do it. I hear people say, oh, that's pocket change. I spent a couple of grand here or a couple of grand there. That's just pocket change. Okay, if it's pocket change to you, then give it to someone donate it to someone that could really use it, that wouldn't consider it as being pocket change. This will be something that may make or break them. This will be something that may help them, that may keep them alive. People are dying from being frozen on the street. People are dying from overheating on the street in the summer, in the really hot summer months. Just give a helping hand is all I'm saying. And just stop being so selfish. In this world today, everyone is so selfish. And I am not going to blame it on the parents, because a lot of parents raise their children to give and to help others. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's people out there that raise their children to be very hateful and uncaring because they don't care. But there is a lot of people that raised them well. But when the kids got up in age, they decided to feel a different way about different situations. And a lot of people just don't like to help others. So all I'm saying is, if you can give a helping hand, give it, donate. Get together with your family and friends and just go and feed the homeless. Go help people. Just do what you can. If you have it to give, if you have the time, if you have the money, even if you just make them little bags of things that they will need and give it to them, that would help them out. Just give them things that they need. I mean, they're going blankets, because the shelters are so full. Most of them, if they're not there at a certain time, they can't even get in. Give them blankets if they need it, socks, shoes. Give them the things that they need. It don't always have to be money. Just give them whatever you can, is all I'm saying. And no, I'm not trying to tell anyone how they should spend their money that they worked for. I'm just saying that we should not be as cold-hearted as we are. And it just seems like it's just getting even worse. People don't have any empathy for anyone. They don't care. I've heard people talk about how, I don't care. It's not me. It's not my family. Why would you make a statement like that? Because guess what? What happens when it is your family? You're going to be the first one crying and screaming, why? Why didn't anyone do this? Why didn't anyone do that? Think about, why didn't you do what you could have done for that other person? Like I said, karma comes around, and people have got to understand you should do right. Try to do better. But this day and age, it's a lot of evil out there. It's a lot of people that just don't they don't care. They don't care about kids. They barely care about themselves, which is the really sad part. That's why they're so hateful. Things have happened in their lives to where they have issues within themselves and their families, so they feel they want to take it out on everyone else. Why should they help this person? Why should they help that person? Why? Because you can. And it might even make you feel better about who you are. So I just think that we really need to get it together and do better about helping one another. Because if not, this world right now it's just in a bad state. It's bad. Nothing is going right now in this world that we are in, because everyone's so selfish, so hateful, so angry, and unbothered. It's like nothing phases them anymore. They don't care. They see all of this that's going on in the world today, and it has no effect on them whatsoever. They don't care. So, as I stated before, people, let's do better. Let's just take the time out to do things to help other people and see if you can put a smile on someone else's face. All right? Let's just see what we can change. And just stop acting like we just don't care about anything at all. Okay? As I stated before, it's always better to give than to receive. And I know it makes me feel good every time I help someone. And that's just me. I know if I can help someone, it makes me feel good. So I go out of my way to help other people. And that's just who I am. And that's how I've taught and how I continue to teach my kids. Always be there for someone if they need your help. Okay? All right. As always, I have enjoyed speaking with you all. And for all of you that decide to listen to this segment, please understand where I'm coming from. All right. And remember that it doesn't take a lot to help someone. It just takes a little bit of care. Because I just can't believe that people are as cold-hearted as they are. So whatever you're dealing with within yourself, maybe you helping that other person might help you help yourself. Because you might finally figure out what it is that has you in that state of mind that you're in. So until next time, it's been a pleasure. And thank you for joining me on Life as It Is with me, of course, Dora Middleton. Take care.